One of the biggest challenges when reading in French are the silent letters that we have at the end of many words. Un choix, c'est long. Il prend. Je crie. Une tasse. Even more confusing is when we have two or more silent letters at the end of the word. Ils sont longs. Je prends. Tu cries. Deux tasses. So in a word like tasse, even though there are all of those letters at the end, we just have the one sound, s. It can be very confusing for students to know which letters to pronounce at the end of a word and which are silent. To further muddy the waters, there are, of course, exceptions. So le chat has a silent T. T is usually silent at the end of a French word. An exception would be huit, the number 8. We also have P is usually silent at the end of a French word, like in trop, but we pronounce it at the end of top. This is probably more European than Canadian. C'est top, it's the best, but it was the first example that came to mind. Yet another point of confusion, la liaison. This is when we pronounce a consonant sound that we otherwise wouldn't because the following word starts with a vowel. So for example, ils vont, we don't pronounce the T, but when we put le A accent grave in front of it, ils vont à l'école. Or il, we don't pronounce the S normally, but if the verb after it starts with a vowel, we're going to hear a Z sound. Ils arrivent. I'm going to be releasing a series of videos to review silent letters at the end of French words. What we really want is for our students to understand when to pronounce them or not, so that they are not just guessing. This is what I see a lot with older students, grade 4, 5, 6, and above, who I work with. They don't really understand which letters are silent and when, so there's a lot of guesswork involved. We can, in fact, teach them the rules so that reading becomes about decoding, not guessing.